What does it mean that wealth may not live in a big house, poverty may not travel far? What does the ancient saying mean, rich may not live in a big house, poor may not walk far? Do we modern people still hold on to this concept? People with cars want better cars, people with houses want bigger houses, and even those who have tens or millions of dollars in bank deposits dare not spend money recklessly. Call him poor, he has everything; call him rich, he doesn't think it's enough. In fact, these troubles are all common ailments of modern people. Our ancients have a famous saying, rich may not live in a big house, poor may not go far. When you understand the meaning of this sentence, whether you are poor or rich, these anxieties can be alleviated. Rich people may not live in big houses. Assuming that when you have wealth and freedom, what kind of life would you want to have? Your first wish may be to buy a big house with a garden and a villa, so that you can bask in the sun in the garden, feed a few pets, and most importantly, your parents and loved ones can live together. Thinking about it, you feel very happy. In the past few decades, countless people have been fighting for a house, so I believe many people's wishes should be the same. If we have money, we must buy a big house. But as the old saying goes, rich may not live in a big house, poor may not go far. Can't we still live in a bigger house when we get rich? The ancients probably had two concerns, the first being the concept of not revealing wealth. In ancient times, there were mostly chaotic times, and wealthy families with large houses and courtyards were most vulnerable to looting during times of war and chaos. In the past, when wealthy families lived in large houses, they had to hire a group of caregivers, so it was safer to live in an ordinary house. The second concern is that big houses do not accumulate wealth. The population of a family is fixed, and when a house is large, it appears empty. The traditional concept is that the number of people living in the house is small, and the number of people living in the house is thin. If there is no popularity in a large house, it will lead to the dispersion of wealth and the decline of luck. Modern people generally do not have these concerns. It is natural for them to have money to live in a big house, otherwise why would they have so much money? However, there is one thing, as the saying goes, a wide house is not as good as a wide heart. Whether it's a big house or a small house, only a wide heart is the true enjoyment. Being poor does not lead a long way. As the saying goes, when a tree moves to death, a person moves to life. Why do they also say poverty does not lead a long way? According to the current view, when people are poor, they must go out and explore, rather than staying at home, and not actively seeking change. In fact, this is a contradiction caused by the times. In ancient times, economic mobility was poor and transportation was inconvenient. Going on a long journey was like a life or death journey for family members. I am already very poor, and after going out, I won't be able to come back for a year and a half. What will happen to the elderly, young, and children in the family? The ancients valued filial piety the most, and even a poor family could overcome it after enduring it. At least, they had fulfilled their filial piety in front of their parents, and only after weighing it would they have the idea of being poor and not going far. But now it's different. There are more opportunities outside, and transportation is also very convenient. If something happens at home, a phone call will fly back immediately. Working outside and caring for the family's filial piety are both the same. No one will foolishly stick to poverty, as the saying goes, poverty is always changing. If you are currently in a poor and impoverished life situation, don't stick to the idea of being poor and not going far anymore.